Well, another effort at being a TV evangelist, but I did want to give a word of encouragement again this week. And this one's about anxiety. Now, I'd like to tell you that I'm not anxious right now about all that's going on in the world, but that really would be very untrue. Janet and I both are anxious about this virus, about our children, our grandchildren, others that we love and know, etc., etc. There's fear about economy, there's fear about so many things right now. So a passage that Jesus gives us is at first something, if we glance at it, we probably don't get much out of it. Jesus says, don't be anxious. And maybe we almost want to roll our eyes a little bit and say, gee, thanks, appreciate the help. Don't worry, be happy. But if you read the 5th chapter of Matthew and the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus surrounds that passage with some really good advice about today and tomorrow. And he couches the teaching about anxiety in his belief that God is in control and that there are so many things in tomorrow that we have no control over. Use our energies today. Let our goodness and our gifts and our work be done in things we can control, because tomorrow is in the hands of God. A scholar that I read helped me with that text by saying maybe the best translation is, don't be driven by your anxieties. And that makes more sense to me because I'm certain that Jesus was anxious. I'm certain that all human beings are anxious. I do know there's chronic anxiety. There are all forms of it, so it is impossible to go through this life without anxiety. But to not be driven by our anxiety, that helps me a little bit. That perhaps using all my energy and worry is focusing on things that haven't happened yet. Anxiety really is all about the future. What will this be like? What will happen if? Jesus is saying focus our energies in the present. And that's hard enough, but to trust the one who is at the foundation of the world because he is good and he's got the tomorrows in his hands. I hope this is helpful to you. I've been listening to some folks singing the challenge about he's got the whole world in his hands, and I'm sure not a singer, but if I were to sing it, a verse might be, he's got tomorrow in his hands. He's got tomorrow in his hands. He's got tomorrow in his hands. He's got our worries in his hands. Don't be driven by your anxieties. Do what you can today and trust God for tomorrow. And all these things will be added to us in time. I hope you have a good week. I hope you're safe and well. We loved hearing from some of you. We're praying for all of you, and we're glad we know you. And we just are grateful that we can stay in touch somehow through social media and other ways. Bless you.